Unboxing and reviewing the Prophete LED bike light set 0067. I actually have to look up the number again because I'm not quite sure. Yeah, 0672, not exactly. Yeah, that's the title. It has 30 out of 15 lux, so that's huge. It's also, this means it's nice for Germany because it actually is approved by the police and also by the government. It also has Lion batteries, so lithium-ion batteries is the proper name, and also USB. So as you can see here, because there is a USB cable. So now the packaging obviously is in German. You already figured this out, and I also have this gigantic unboxing knife, which I won't even use because it's already broken. So therefore I just take it and tear it apart. This is not the first bike light like this, therefore I also can already review it. So this is an unboxing, but also a review already. So this is actually the fourth bike light. Why? Because then these things are interchangeable, and for example, if one breaks, then I just buy another one and I have the exact same replacement parts. Why do I have 4 of these? Because I actually already have 4 bikes. Kind of confusing, but story is this: I have 2 bikes like here, and I also occasionally have somewhere else, and there I also have a bike, and well, I actually have 3 bikes here. 2 crappy bikes for the city I actually got for free and then renovated, and 1 proper nice trekking bike, and at the other place I also have 1. So therefore, now it all fell down. What is so nice about this Prophete? I mean, obviously you could just replace it with other things as well. For example, at Decathlon there is almost an identical thing. Huge disclaimer: the battery life is not very long. So for example, if you're out and about and you're doing a night shift as a bike courier, which I did, then you use one of these, and if you do 4 hours or 5 hours, then you just might run out of battery, which is not very nice. But then again, you could just get 2 of these and you have 1 replacement in the back. It was not very expensive. It was 15 bucks, so 15 euros. I also bought like a few weeks before I actually wanted to buy the 4th one of these, and I couldn't get it on eBay, so therefore I bought it for 25 euros. The other ones were also about 20, I guess. So 20 euros, that's kind of a standard price, I guess. It's not that cheap, it's also not that expensive. I bought, before I had these bike lights, I actually had like a few other bike lights as well, but so just before I actually discovered this one, I bought 2 other ones, and the first one just had a mount that kind of just broke off. So that was not very nice, and I bought it actually at Lidl, I think, and it just broke off. Like, I just mounted it onto the bike and it just broke off, it just fell off. Very rigid, or rugged. And I actually also had another one which I don't know anymore. So now, what is so nice about this? The first big bummer obviously is the battery life. The second big bummer is not USB-C, but I mean, it's only a bummer if you compare it to, yeah, if you compare it, for example, to micro USB charging devices like these. So obviously this is micro USB, and then you can just plug it in. The nice thing is that, I mean, I do have 2 charging cables at this point in time. Kind of feel also, this is the one for my notebook. It's a barrel charger, but here's the thing. USB-C and micro USB basically covers almost everything, apart from something like this. So this is the Zoom, my audio recording device, which has mini USB. I mean, how? But actually in Europe, I think they want to make it a law, or it already is a law, kind of, that you only can manufacture phones with these universal charging USB, so USB-C. And now, this is just so nice because, for example, you can just take this and you don't have to worry about the charger. You can just take it anywhere. What else is nice? It's rubber. This means if it is, I mean, it didn't break off now, but I had things like they also were made out of rubber in the past, and after a few years, when it is exposed too much to the sun, then it actually is not rubberish anymore, and it just breaks apart. But this didn't happen to these devices. I had them for 2 years. So the first and the second set I had for 2 years. So now let's actually just turn them on. They have a very nice light. One tap is the normal light, then a second tap usually is a brighter light, which you cannot see now, and then a long tap is to make it go off, turn it off again. That's for the front light. The backlight is actually nice because it's so small. There are a lot of other things out there which are like huge things, and then you cannot mount them properly. But this is just very simple. It's one strap. You put it around, and sometimes, yeah, you just have like any length. Also in the past, there were on these different bike lights which had like a few rubber plates in between the bike thing and the actual light itself, and these were like hard to mount. But this is very easy. You can just take it off without any equipment, and this is so nice. You just put it around the actual barrel of the bike, and then you just turn it on. Then this is basically only one button, so there are no different things. There are also lights out there which have like blink, 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 blink. But why would you need it? The only thing you need is tap once, it's on, and here also tap once, it's on. Does it actually? I do not know if it. I think the other ones had like two different, but this one, just this one, I don't know. Two different intensities of the light. So, well, that's already about it. So when you charge it, it's also not that difficult. There are lights out there which are just like, yeah, how do I put it off? It's just very easy. You just take this one, and then you just slide it, and then it just goes off, just like this. And it doesn't break when it goes off. Also, this is, as you can listen, you can actually adapt it. So this means you just put it in again, and then you just put it on, and then you can just turn it. How nice is this? And you don't have to fiddle around with a screwdriver or something like this. Also, an additional micro USB cable comes always in handy. I mean, I try to USB-C everything I can, but when it comes to these things, buying something with USB-C is just such an additional price just for the USB-C, which is often not worth it. And also, I have all these other 3 ones, so therefore, if, for example, one thing breaks, then I have all these other things, and everything is standardized. This means I just know what I have to deal with, and I also can interchange them. For example, if I lose one and I also want to sell one bike, then I just use the one for the other bike. It's just the same standard thing. So therefore, it makes sense to have the same thing. Also, these are very nice for, I mean, you can also use, these are just also very nice lights. If you, for example, use them as a headlight, you could just use this thing and use it as a headlight for running. I mean, obviously, you would have to find a way to actually mount it, which is, I always get this one the wrong way, I guess. Yeah, that's the right way, but it's actually very easy. For example, when you go running, you just use a cap, and then you just put it around. I mean, obviously, that's not the most ideal situation on the planet, but it works. And for example, if you now go hiking, running, whatever, and you also happen to have a bike with you, then just take off the lights and you can use them. The same is true for this one. I actually was like, what if I had only one torch? I would have to charge, and it also would charge with USB-C, and it will also be my light torch. So therefore, whenever I'm with the bike, I have like 2 lights with me, which I just can take off. And now, for example, I mean, this is just a very nice torch also. It's not the best, it's not like the most handy, but you can just have it in your hand, and you can just, yeah, use it as a torch. And you're like, so this is the biggest mountain in all of, I don't know. And this just is a very nice functionality. You can just take it off, and also just, you cannot necessarily put it around your wrist because it's just too short for this, but obviously you could just figure out, just have an extension cord or something like this, and then also around the wrist. So for example, if you are biking, or I don't know, you can't just mount it on your hand and just use it like this. So therefore, whenever, it's not the best ideal situation, but the thing is that it kind of works, and that's nice. Also, you can mount this on here again, for example, and just turn it down, and then you have a headlight. It's not the most ideal headlight in the world, but it works, and that's what it is. So it's flexible, it's interchangeable, it's rechargeable. Obviously, you cannot exchange the batteries. That's a big trade-off you do whenever you have something with an embedded battery. It also charges with USB. This one is very small, which is a big advantage. Both are of rubber, and this is very nice. They don't have additional plates. They are no tool installation, and it's also very nice. You can just very easily take them off after, for example, you went for a big biking tour, for example. Or you can just buy an additional set and just put it in a backpack and just exchange them. What I also did for these, when I worked as a bike courier, I just put on 2 of these, and you just take them off of your other bike, or you just buy another one, and then, yeah, that's very easy. I mean, you also could get a bigger one, which then would not be as light again. And I just want all my stuff to be light, to be as flexible as possible, and this is something that fulfills all of these criteria. Again, this is the Prophete 0679, and this is how it looks whenever you buy it. And this is the back. Well, and it's a very nice bike light, which